Hi guys, welcome to another Fit at 60 introduction to yoga. My name's Paul, if you haven't practiced with me before. We will start to work into some slightly stronger poses. All of these classes are able to be done repeatedly. If you want to go back to an earlier class or a simpler class, you can do that. It's definitely worth repeating some of the poses and building strength. If you feel challenged somewhere, those are exactly the poses that you need to do. So we'll start out with the knees wide and extending the arms in front into what we call a child's pose. If you need a block or a book or a cushion underneath your head, you can do that too. Start to slow the breathing down. Deep inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the nostrils. We're going to keep the mouth closed, just gently pursing the lips, and let your tongue rest against the roof of the mouth. So you're really noticing that breath as you inhale through the nostrils, down the throat, let it expand in the lungs. And then as you exhale, maybe sitting back a little further. With your next inhale, come forward over the hands, and we'll bring the knees slightly closer together. Take an inhale, lift the heart, sink the belly, and then as you exhale, we'll draw the belly up, doming the spine, tucking the chin. Take an inhale, move very mindfully, so you're timing the movement and the breath. As you exhale, maybe little pressure into the hands, get the spine nice and high. Inhale, heart lifts, belly sinks. Exhale, draw up and under. Now slide the right foot back and then the left foot back. We'll come to lie on the belly and we're going to take our elbows, draw them in against the chest as close as we can. This might mean you might have to separate the hands a little bit further. Our feet are untucked, but we're going to press the face of the feet into the mat. So you feel this already engaging the buttocks and the lower back. We'll lift a little with the breath. Rise up. And then as you exhale, come down. Try not to let the elbows flare out to the side. It's a little bit stronger, but it's much more protective on the shoulders. Take an inhale, lift up. And the exhale, come down. You can feel this working those large muscles on either side of the spine in the lower back. These are your QLs. Take an inhale, lift up. And exhale, come down. This time we'll slide the hands out in front and rest the head onto the back of them. Relax those shoulders. Keep the breath moving, balanced, steady breath. And we'll bring the hands underneath the chest. Try to keep those elbows still tucked in and tuck your toes. Push back towards the heels, then lifting the knees. Take little half steps forward towards the front of your mat. Bring your feet to hip distance apart, about 2 fists, and bend your knees quite deeply. Take an inhale, come up the shins to the knees. We'll lengthen our spine, drawing the shoulders back. And keeping the knees bent, fold a little deeper. You don't have to come all the way to the ground. Half lift, come up. Exhale, fold. Let your head spill forward too, as long as it's comfortable. Half lift, come up. Exhale, fold. Hands on the hips. Bend your knees, start to press into the feet, but draw the belly in. So we're working from the core, protecting that lower spine. Take an inhale, rise up to standing, and turn the palms to face forward. Take an inhale and lift the hands up. We're going to bring our hands together and interlace the last 3 fingers, creating this little yogi gun, like Charlie's Angels. We're going to point the gun backwards and start to press our pelvis forward. Begin to lift your lower belly up towards the ribs and then lift the ribs towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, expanding in the lungs. And exhale. Soften the shoulders a little. Keep pressing from the buttocks forward. Take an inhale, maybe looking up if it's comfortable. Then exhale, come down. Knees bent as we fold over the legs. Bend your knees as much as you need to so you can bring the hands to the floor. Stepping the right foot back. Left foot back. Drop the knees here if you want, or if you want to work a little stronger, keep the knees off the ground. You're pushing the earth away, lifting through the belly. Take another breath, nice and long through the spine. Then push back to a downward dog. We'll do that again, just a slightly bit quicker. Come forward, little half steps. Take an inhale, half lift. Keep a bend in the knees. Fold a little deeper. Hands on the hips, press into the feet. Activate your core. Belly draws in. Inhale, rise up. Open the palms to face forward. Take an inhale, lift up. Interlace the last 3 fingers. Little yogi gun. Point it back as you press the pelvis forward. Lift the lower belly. Take a breath into the heart. Then exhale, fold. Keep the knees bent. Let the head hang. Half lift, come up. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Right foot back. Here's our plank. But if you want to drop the knees, that's fine too. Take a breath in. Get long in the spine. Shoulders back. Lifting through the core, whichever variation you've chosen. Then exhale, release. We'll take the knees wide. Sit back to the heels into this child's pose that we began in. And child's pose is your home base. It's your safe place. In any yoga class, you can come to this pose at any time you want. It's not synchronized swimming in a group class. You are not there to keep up with anyone, and nobody's keeping track if you only do one side. Your body is though, and if you ignore it and you don't pause when you need to, your body may not thank you for it later. So always be aware of what the body is telling you. It communicates through us, through sensation. So whether we listen to the body or not depends on how well our body functions. Slow your breathing down again. You may have heard the term salute to the sun, or Surya Namaskar, we call it in Sanskrit. These are very powerful movements that really work all the muscle groups of the body and keep it supple. For many people, this is the only kind of yoga that they do, and they may do it as a personal practice when they wake up, often very good to do it early in the morning, or simply when you rise. But it starts to work the body and the muscles, and it stimulates it and gives us more energy. So we're going to work through a basic variation of that. Plant the palms, take an inhale, come forward. Tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the front. So it's everything we've done already. We're just going to add a little bit more. Take a half lift. Exhale, fold, knees bent, hands on the hips, press into the feet. Take an inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, palms energized, lift the head. Inhale, reach up, look back, press the pelvis forward. Exhale, fold, lengthen the back of the neck as you let your head sink. Half lift and fold. Right foot back, left foot back. Again, you can stay up in this plank or knees to the ground. This time we're going to turn the eyes of the elbows forward. So where your elbows bend, This will help keep those elbows close to the wrists. Whether you're in plank or knees on the ground, we'll lower down, landing the chest between the hands, keeping those elbows directed in. Take an inhale, half lift, and exhale, come down. Tuck your toes, push back towards the heels, and then lift up into our downward dog. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, knees bent, hands on the hips. Rise up, using your core. Open the palms. Take an inhale, reach up, slightly back. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Knees bent as you come down. With the hands on the ground, step the left foot back, right foot back. Can stay up, or if it's easier, bend the knees and bring them down. Turn the eyes or the elbows forward. We'll lower down, landing the chest, sliding the feet back. Take an inhale, lift up, elbows in tight. We call this cobra. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Tuck the toes. Push back to the heels and we'll lift up, pressing the sit bones towards the back of the room, spreading the fingers so we're not just leaning into the heel of the hand. Fingers are working too, and not leaning to the little finger side. Engage the thumb and forefinger more. Look back towards the groin. Take one more breath. It's okay if your heels don't come down here, but try to press them back a little. Knees can be bent. They help you distribute the weight more. Then land the knees and we'll come back into our child's pose. Work on steadying the breath. Still in and out through the nostrils, tongue against the roof of the mouth, lips gently closed. A conscious way of breathing. With your next inhale, let's rise up to seated. We'll bring the legs out in front. Cross your right foot over the extended left leg. We're going to hug that knee in towards the chest and sit up nice and tall. Try to relax the shoulders though. Don't hunch your shoulders up towards the ears. Draw them away from the ears. Take a breath in and out. Keep hold of the knee with the right hand. Reach the left arm up over the ear. Now, depending on your shoulder and the way the joint is formed, you may not get very high or you may not straighten it. It may not even be back by the ear. That's perfectly fine. But let it lean over. So we're getting a little bit of opening through these left ribs. Take a breath in and then let your elbow come down onto the right knee. Look back over the right shoulder and now take your right hand further behind you. Lift your lower belly off the thigh. Look back without dropping that chin. If it's uncomfortable into the ribs, adjust the level of the shoulders. So I want you to feel into the pose and where you need to be. Make the pose fit your particular body and shape, not the other way around. One more breath, sitting tall. And then we'll release back to center. You can extend the right foot out. Bring that left heel in as close as you can. Hug the knee in towards the chest, sitting up tall, relaxing those shoulders. We'll take that right arm up this time, as much as you can, just over the head, maybe in front if you need to, and slightly lean it to the left side. So we are opening up these are your intercostal muscles in the ribs, muscles that we generally don't pay attention to, but they can cause a lot of tightness and stiffness in the upper body. Take a breath in, and let that elbow come down over onto the left knee. We'll sweep the left hand behind, lift your lower belly up over the thigh, draw the gaze back without dropping your chin. So we get a nice upright position where we're still maintaining integrity of the spine, but a deep twist. The lower part of your spine, it doesn't have as much range. The middle part has a little more, the upper part even more, and then your neck has the most. Take a breath in, and then release. We'll join the soles of the feet together in front now, and take your fingers, interlace them around the little toes. We're going to lift the heart and relax the shoulders. Now draw your belly in and slightly up towards the ribs. Take another breath. As you exhale, fold forward. We can use the hands to slightly leverage. You'll feel this stretching out the back of the body, the lower back especially, where we've been working with all these back bends. Then inhale, slight lift. Exhale, fold. Not forcing, but you can use the hands to gain a little more leverage. One more, inhale. And exhale, come down. We'll rise up, bring your knees together, but step the feet a little wider apart, and we'll point our toes in. This will help keep the knees together. Lie back on your mat. Tilt the chin slightly forward. Now make sure the knees are touching. If it needs to be a wider or shorter stance, that's fine. But I want you to focus here on the area of the groin and inner thighs. There's a very important muscle here, the psoas, which again, we don't pay a lot of attention to, but it's the only muscle that connects upper and lower body. You use it every time you go upstairs, get out of bed, run, walk, jump. It is essential to us, but it's often overworked and we are completely unaware of it. So just observe your breath into that groin area. And if you notice tension, where there is no need for it to be because the legs are leaning against each other and they're keeping themselves up, try to relax into that space. It's more of an internal relaxation than the external muscles we're so used to. And we'll heel toe the feet back together. Give a little squeeze of the knees into the body. You can do a few circles in one direction. Should feel good on the lower back. Then circle the other way. Land the feet down. Now, if you liked, you can keep the knees together if that was comfortable for you. You can extend the legs straight out, or you can keep the knees slightly bent. Whatever suits your body is the right choice, and make the right choices for you. Everybody is different, even though in anatomy class we all observe the same skeleton, yet not one human being has a skeletal structure that is exactly like that skeleton. We are all different and vastly different. So accept your body as it is now. It is the one body that you have. May as well love it. Let the eyes soften, the shoulders relax. Bring your focus back to the breathing, the natural breath, without effort or control. Feel your body dropping in here. Coming to stillness. Finding ease. Taking 3 deeper breaths here. Bring some movement back to the fingers and toes. Rock the head gently. Draw the knees into the body. Roll either to the right or left side if you get dizzy. Whenever you feel ready, rising up to a seated position, bringing the hands together at the heart. We'll finish with a cleansing breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale with a sigh. Bow the head towards the heart. Namaste.